Hey there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate you being here. So I'm basically gonna do a redo of my live stream on Thursday because there were some technical complications. Long story short. Did an update and just destroyed everything. So anyway, the essence was the Prime Minister of Great Britain, who has been in office for 6 weeks at that point in time, which was Thursday, had just resigned. So let's get into some of that. I have some thoughts. All right, so basically what happened was she, as you just heard, had an 8% approval rating. She initiated some domestic policy that was absolutely terrible timing. It almost crashed the British economy. The pound was in a free fall. The British central bank had to step in and keep the economy from basically collapsing. So anyway, it did not go well, and she was pretty quickly advised to step down. So anyway, the point I wanted to get at was I've thought for quite a while that the U.S. president, who is similar to the U.K. prime minister, they're trying to do too much. They have too much responsibility, too many tasks that they're in charge of. So I came across this other video, same day, Thursday, and just thought this is kind of insightful.
This list is at once brief and vast because there's so much involved in all these duties. Indeed, the president stands at the head of the entire administrative apparatus of the federal government with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. For example.
All right. So I've kind of been saying this for quite a long time. The U.S. president needs to have fewer responsibilities. I mean, trying to have one person do all of everything all the time is not practical, not feasible. I think more and more there should be more responsibility of domestic policy in the hands of Congress, the Senate, judicial branch, and then the president should be in charge of the foreign policy and then military policy. So basically the cabinet would just advise on like, hey, things are going okay. And if you're familiar with the channel and familiar with what I'm pushing for, the ACB or the Anti-Corruption Bureau would be something that the president would also have some kind of interference with or involvement with. So as far as like setting economic policy and things of that nature, that's not really something the president would be in charge of or responsible for. Because you might have somebody that's really, really good at some type of economic policy, but really terrible at, foreign policy. And they might get us into a lot of trouble with other countries. And that's not a good fit. So you need somebody that's really good at one or two things instead of needing to be amazing at all things. So it's not reasonable, it's not practical. So the Anti-Corruption Bureau is something that he or she would be kind of responsible for in the fact of the departmental heads. So there's going to be 3 heads, and basically they would have some kind of say. I haven't fully ironed that out. But the main thing is to take away the responsibility of the cabinet really directly involving themselves with everything, and more so reducing the responsibility of the cabinet to just kind of monitor and let the Anti-Corruption Bureau know what's going on and let the president know what's going on. So that would be the extent of it. That way there are fewer spinning plates. And you just make sure that military is in check, and our allies are happy, and also remains in check would be anybody who's not our ally. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. So really appreciate you being here. If you have any more ideas on stuff you'd like to hear about, please leave it in the comments below. If you like the video, please remember to give it a like. I really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. And right now, being the tiny little fledgling channel I am, I could definitely appreciate all the help I can get. So tell your friends. Tell your kids, tell your wives, whatever. So anyway, that's all I've got.